Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the next lesson of recorded lesson concerning the e-learning, because as you know, schools are not available now, so we have what we call remote learning. So today we are going to discuss module 3, as you see, module 3, lesson 3C. What's the title? The title of the lesson, A Friend in Need. Oh, from the title here, what do you think that this lesson is going to be about? I think it's going to be about problems. Problems that people cannot deal with. Deal with means they cannot take action to overcome the problem or get rid of this problem. So as you know, we have each age group like teenagers, adults, middle-aged, and old people. We call these age groups. So today we're gonna talk about the age group of teenagers. You, my students, I think you have a lot of problems, and sometimes you feel shy of telling others your problem. So if we look at this list of problems, I think you're gonna feel that these problems a little bit, you are facing some of these problems, or you are getting through some of these problems. You are annoyed by some of these problems. Like number one, self-esteem and body image, stress, bullying, depression, cyber addiction, smoking, child abuse, peer pressure and competition, eating disorders. For example, I think all of these problems you are facing, those are the most common problems that teenagers face today, include those which I've already mentioned to my students. So self-esteem and body image, as you know, in the face of the teenage phase, your body is starting to have some changes. You find yourself a little bit skinny or fatty, okay? Your hair curly, not okay. Your body image here makes you sad about yourself. Oh, I'm too fat, I need to get fit. Oh, I'm too skinny, I need to increase my weight a little bit. So all the time you are worried about your body image. Your worry about your body image will lead to you low self-esteem. What self-esteem? Self-esteem, like to be confident about yourself, about your ability. So when you see your body image is not okay, you will have low self-esteem. You think that, oh, I'm not okay. I think people are looking at me badly. People don't like to see me. You see? This is the first problem. Low self-esteem because of the body image will lead to, for example, depression. You see depression? Depression means that you are sad all the time because you are facing the problem of the body image. You see, depression. You don't want to see others. You want to stay at home. You don't want to be in public. You don't want to go to meetings. You don't want to be with groups. You want to be you're going to be a little bit introvert. You want to be alone. You want to be left alone. This what we call depression. And as you see, stress. All the time you think about your future. You're that image of you. You're the ones you to be the best. This what we call depression. This was stress all the time. And the most common problem like bullying. Bullying, the problem of bullying that makes the teenagers all the time are afraid of someone or something. Someone may cause the fear for some people around him. The people that are, for example, weaker than him, or the people younger than him. So the younger people at school or in any community, they encounter the bullying by adults, and the problem that their parents may not recognize that children suffer from bullying. This what makes this a serious problem, bullying. And as you know, surfing the net is an excellent way for students, for teenagers to learn about modern technology, to learn about new ways of thinking, new ways of dealing with life issues. But the problem here, and they might gain a lot of knowledge, but the problem that they're spending too much time on and facing a lot of websites. This is unsafe for our for the teenagers. Okay, smoking happens when there's a lot of stress and depression. This might lead to smoking to relieve. They think teenagers think that smoking will relieve the pain or the stress from their minds, but this a big lie. This a false thinking. Okay, child abuse, maybe some teenagers got hurt by adults. Some adults, domestic violence at home. Some kind of parents, some kinds of parents resort to punishment, physical punishment, as a way of bringing up their children, and this is a bad way because this child abuse affects the personality in the future. And we have peer pressure and competition. When teenagers tend to all the time to think of their peers, their mates. I don't want my mate to be better than me. I want to be better than him. This is what we call competition. Sometimes the mates, or when they are bad guys, they bully you and force their friend to do the same thing like them, even it was the worst thing. And as you see, because you don't have enough sleep, teenagers, when they are addicted to cyber or to the computer, to the net, when they are stressed all the time, when they are depressed, by all of these problems, this will lead to some eating disorders. Like, sometimes when you are stressed and you feel a little bit sad, you need to eat a lot of food. Okay, you might eat a big portion of food. So as you see, all these problems, those are the common problems that most of our teenagers face these days. Okay, and I think these problems, we might think of a solution. What are the solutions? Could we have solutions? Could we have to solve such this problem? I think by talking to someone about your problem. Don't keep your problems inside you. You must talk to someone else. Talking will boost the confidence in yourself. You must talk. Your parents, your best friends, okay, your teachers. Don't feel shy about a problem you're facing, because if you feel shy and you don't tell other people about your problem, the problem will get bigger. okay, and the problem might reach a dead end, that we cannot solve it anymore. Let's go to the book here. As you see, here is a problem. What can you see? What can you see here? I think this is a web page. The title advice blog. I think you know advice. The good ideas that people tell you, or the good ideas you need to follow to do better things. This advice, whenever you have a problem and you can't deal with the problem, you need what's the best thing I can do to deal with a problem, to take action to solve my problem. So what's a blog? Blog, as you see, it's a kind of web page that on which you record your thoughts, feelings, opinions for others to share with them, and to take others' opinion to see how can they interact, how they can interact with your thoughts and feelings. This is what we call the blog. Let's start reading. I have a problem and I don't know how to deal with it. As you know, deal with the problem means to take action to solve the problem. Every time I have to speak in public means that he speaks in front of audience, a group of people that sit together to watch a film, a play. I just panic and I can't do it. Panic, very scared. Could you guess what makes him get scared, very scared? What makes him? Maybe he didn't plan well. Maybe he can't express himself. Or maybe he hates to be watched by other people. These are a lot of guessings. Let's complete. I do make an effort and prepare the previous day. So make an effort, prepare. This means that he's excellent. The problem is not that he can express himself. He's excellent. Make an effort. For example, if it's a school subject, I do some online research and take some notes. So I think those are evidence that he did his best. But when the time comes, I just forget all the words. So as you see, what's the problem here? That he's afraid of the public. He doesn't have the courage to face the public and make a presentation. This is the problem. So what happens after he got panic? What's the result? All I can see is my classmates' faces looking at me. Of course, why do you think all of them keep staring at him? Because he got panicked and he can't speak even one word. I feel ridiculous just standing there. You know, ridiculous? Ridiculous means stupid or deserve to be laughed at.
All I can see is my...
You see? Just standing there, not saying anything. So I often make up an excuse. So why do you think he feel ridiculous? Because he kept silent for no reason. You see? So how can he get rid of this difficult situation? I often make up an excuse. You know, make up an excuse. This an expression means to say a false reason, to tell the people a false reason to let me to explain why I did something. But why did he stop? Why did he get panicked? Why did he keep silent? Why did he keep silent? Uh, What's the excuse? He make up an excuse. He tells them false reason why he panicked, why he kept silent. What and leave the classroom? Why do you think he is making up an excuse before everyone starts making fun of me? How do I fix this? I need a solution. Help me. Tell me what should I do? Solution means what should I please help? ASAP. ASAP. This is short for as soon as possible. Sweaty speaker. So let's go to the. He asked for advice. As you see, he asked for advice. How do I fix this? It's a kind of asking for advice. Let's go to how giving advice. The blogger, the person who responds for the web page, is going to reply to him. This witty speaker. It's not just you who feels nervous about public speaking. It's a problem that troubles most people, I know. So it's unfair to blame yourself. So do you think his problem is a serious one? No. Why? Why it's not a dangerous problem? It's not a big issue. Why? Because as you see, it's not just him who feels nervous, worried and afraid about public speaking in front of audience. It's a problem most of people I know. So it's unfair to blame yourself. Unfair means not moral, not right. This is not right to do. Unfair, for example, if you have two kids and you give one 5 real and the other one you give him just 1 real, this is unfair. You are treating them unequally. You know, unequally, they are not equal. This is 5 and this is 1. What's the opposite of unfair? Fair. How can the father be fair when he gives this one 5 and this one 5? So it's unfair to blame yourself. Blame myself to say that I'm responsible for this. It's my fault. When you say it's your fault, I'm responsible for doing something, so you are something wrong. When you say that you're responsible for doing something wrong, or you say that's my fault for this bad deed or bad action, so this is blaming yourself. There are a few things you could. How can we solve the? First, at the beginning, he told him that no need to be sad. Do you think the blogger here is a smart guy? Yes, he's a smart guy. Why? Because before he is giving him the solution, he wants to make him feel peaceful, quiet. So let's look at the solution. There are a few things you could try. First of all, ask your best friend help you out. So any problem, the key for solving any problem, that share the problem with someone else, adult, friend, teacher, parents. This is the key point. You must talk to someone. This is number 1. I asked my best friend to help me. So why do you think the best friend? Why do you think he told him first? Your best friend. Why do you think the best friend will be the best one to help me solve this problem? Because as you know, with my best friend, I feel that no one is stranger. me and my best friend, we are just one person. So I will feel relaxed when I talk in front of my best friend. Can practice your presentation with him. Here, practice with him. And you can count on him to tell you what needs more. You feel confident about him. Count on him. Count on him means that you feel confident about his opinion. He's telling you the truth. And why do you believe? Why do you count on him? Why do you think you are confident about his opinion? Because you know that your best friend, he supports you. So the person whom I am confident about, and I'm confident about him that is gonna support me, I count on him. I count on him to tell me what should I do to improve my work. Your best friend can pretend to be your audience. Pretend here. Imagine. He acts as the audience, the people are going to watch you while you present your project. Also, if I were you, I'd prepare for more than a day. So underline this, guys. If I were you, I'd prepare. This is what we call a kind of advice. When you give advice, you start with if I were you, I'd. You see, I were past, and the second, the condition. If I were you remember if, condition and result. The condition, if I were you. So this condition will lead to what? What's the result? I would. Then the base form, prepare. If I were you, I'd prepare for more than a day. Practice makes perfect, right? If you practice your presentation 100 times, for example, what do you think will happen when he practices more? I think practicing more will lead to get rid of any mistake, because in each time he repeats, he can avoid one mistake. So 100 times will make the whole presentation clear, and there won't be any mistakes. For example, you would feel a lot more prepared. Yes, keep it up. Continue doing this. Continue practicing. Continue practicing in front of your best friend. Keep it up. Continue to do this. I'm sure you will get better. Finally, remember that when your classmates are not there to compete with you, you see competition. You remember here? You remember competition? You see? Competition, this is a kind of problem that most teenagers are facing these days. All the time you think that your classmate is going to be better than you, and you're afraid all the time that he might be better than you, and your parents will tell you why your friend is better than you. So this is what we call competition. All the time the students I'd like to be better than him. He wants to be better than me. You see, guys? Yeah, but I think the problem of Sweetie here, that the competition among his classmates and him. One advantage of practicing with his best friend, that classmates are not there to compete with him or laugh at you if you don't do well. I am sure they feel exactly like you. And yeah, you see, guys, if you have a problem, don't think that other people don't have. Other people have the same problem. So you must feel confident about yourself and think that any problem nothing is impossible. Any problem has a solution. But I want you to be confident. Okay, guys, let's move to the next part. Write T for true and F for false. Switch speaker doesn't prepare at all before the school projects. This is false. How do you know? I do make an effort. You know, do here, if you put do before the verb, you do it, you make it, or you put it before the verb do to emphasize that you did the complete action perfectly. Swedish speaker finds it hard to talk in front of the whole class. This is true, you see? I think you have this guy. All I can see my classmates' faces looking at me. I feel ridiculous just standing there, not saying anything, and so I often make up an excuse, leave the classroom before everyone is making fun of me. Jack thinks that other people haven't got this kind of problem. False. He told him that it's not just you who feels nervous about public speaking. It's a problem that troubles most people I know. So it's unfair to blame yourself. Jack thinks that you need more than one day to prepare yourself before a presentation. Think this true. If I prepare for more than one day. Jack thinks that most of the time classmates laugh at people who are presenting a project. False. Finally, remember that your classmates are not there to compete with you or laugh at you. If you don't do well, I'm sure they feel exactly like you. They don't do well like you. So guys, do you think that Jack, the blogger, the owner of the founder of the advice blog, gave Sweetie a better or gave him the best advice, or you want to give him better advice? I'd like to see your opinion with the comments on the discussion room. I think so far we have covered the first part of lesson 3B. Tomorrow inshallah we have a virtual class. I'd like you to attend the virtual class, the smart class, at 1:45 فصل افتراضي الساعة 1:45 بكرة الأربعاء. I'd like all my students to be there to complete this lesson. Thank you so much. Till we meet again. Bye.